Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us today for this special webinar for our international offer holders joining us for the September 2024 intake. This session is going to give you an insight into what's waiting for you when you join Herts all around your school of study, and in particular the physics, astronomy and mathematics areas. So the session is recorded. Nothing to worry about. If your internet drops at all during the session, we will be able to share a copy of the recording over the next few weeks as well. Now, you'll also see some buttons on your screen. So you've got the chat button. You can use that to chat to each other. And there's also a Q&A button. So if you do have any questions for the panel, please put them in the Q&A feature instead of the chat, just because sometimes the chat moves quite quickly and we want to make sure that we don't miss any of your questions as well. Now, we'll just introduce our panelists that we've got in the room today. So I'm Kat, I work in the international office, and I'll be here to help with any questions you've got around your application journey or pre-arrival and things you can prepare for the run-up to joining Herts.
Hi everybody, my name's Jess and I work with Kat in the international office, and I'll be leading the Q&A session later on.
Hi, I'm Caterina Carvalho, and I'm the postgraduate admissions tutor for the Department of Physics, Astronomy and Maths. So I'll be telling you a bit more about the department.
Excellent. So you're in really good hands today, everyone. This is the perfect opportunity for you to ask those questions. Anything you're not sure of, anything you want to know, please do use that Q&A feature, and we'll be answering as many as we can. Now, just before we start the session, I'll just give you an idea of how we're going to break up the information for you. So first, we'll go to an introduction to your school of study. So lots of fun facts from Katerina, things that you can get involved in once you're enrolled. Then we'll give you an update on start of term preparation. So some things that you can do now to help you on that run up to September. And after that, that's when we'll go to Q&A and we'll be answering your questions live. Now, we're just going to do a short poll to see who we've got in the room. You might have some classmates in here with you as well. So I'm just going to launch this on your screen. You can feel free to take part. And we just want to know which subject you'll be studying once you join the university. So you might be coming to do astrophysics, data science, physics, or mathematics. So please feel free to take part, and then we'll have a look at these results together and see who we've got in the room with us. Excellent. So I can see almost everyone has joined in there. So I'm going to close the poll in now and we'll have a look at these results together. Excellent. So we can see we've actually got applicants from all the 4 pathways. So quite a lot of you from data science and astrophysics, which is brilliant. And then a few students who'll be joining our physics and mathematics programs as well. So a really good mix. And there is something for everyone in this presentation as well. So what we'll do now is we'll carry on with the slides and I'll pass to Katerina.
Thank you, Kat. So as I said, I'm Caterina Carvalho. I'm a mathematician. I'm also the admissions tutor for the postgraduate programs, and I also teach in the BSc Data Science program. So I'm just going to tell you a few more things about the department. Kat, sorry if you don't mind changing the slide. Thank you. So we are a small department in the Department of Physics, Astronomy and Maths inside a very big school, the School of Physics, Engineering and Computer Science. So in the department, we have over 260 undergraduate and research students, as we have a very active research community as well. And we have over, well, I think at the moment we have over 1,000 taught postgraduate students as well. We do support both the Juno project and the Athena Swan chart. So things that relate with EDI is something that is close to our heart. Inside our degrees, both the undergraduate and the postgraduate, the students have an opportunity, if they wish, to do a placement year. And we've had students from all our degrees taking the placement opportunity. And I've written in the slide a few examples of where places that have been offered opportunities for our students to do placements. In terms of research, we have a very active mathematics and mathematical physics research group. And we also have the Center for Atmospheric and Climate Physics Research, with a lot of people that teach in the physics degree. We have the Center for Climate Change Research as well, which has people from our department in physics as well as from other departments across the university. The Center for Astrophysics Research and the Center of Data Innovation Research, which is our most recent one, which has the people that do teach across the data science programs as well. If you don't mind changing cut, please. So we'll start by listening to a message from the head of school, Professor Dan McCluskey.
Hello, I'm Daniel McCluskey, Dean of School of Physics, Engineering and Computer Science. Thank you for applying to one of the courses in my school. You've made a great choice. Physics, mathematics, the many areas of engineering, robotics, computer science and information technology influence all aspects of our life and help to provide and maintain the modern high technology world we live in. I see the courses in my school as a force for good. They drive economic growth, shape our daily lives and transform communities. Our courses are designed to reflect the needs of industry, now and in the future. We focus on equipping you with theoretical concepts and practical skills to solve the challenges of our ever-evolving world. You will benefit from applying your learning to real-life projects and scenarios. We have a vibrant program of co-curricular activities. These present you with opportunity to develop valuable interpersonal, team working and employment skills, to apply your learning in real-life scenarios and in areas that you have an interest in. These opportunities are great fun and build identity and community across the school. You will learn from exceptional scientists, engineers, computer scientists and mathematicians at the forefront of their fields. You will benefit from some fabulous facilities. We have staff who want to share with you their many years' experience in industry so that you are ready to use this after graduation. And you'll also benefit from the strong links that we have with businesses such as Airbus, Apple, Aston Martin, Canon, Global Invacom, McLaren, Microsoft and Rolls-Royce amongst many others. Our alumni now work in companies large and small in the UK and around the world on many exciting projects that aim to make the world a better place for us all. I wish you every success in your studies and hope to welcome you into my school in the future. Good luck.
Thank you. So this coming September, we're going to be moving into a new building. We're going to be hearing a bit more about it in the next slides, but just to give you an idea that our facilities are very well equipped to all the degrees that we offer. We have a new undergraduate physics lab with darkroom facilities and space for project work. We do also have a high performance computing cluster, and we do teach modules in high performance computing as well, starting in the BSc data science. We have specialist computing laboratories, and we also invest very recently in a data science visualization lab and in high performance computing. Kat, if you don't mind, I think now for the astrophysics people, because we have a few here, we also have the Bayfordbury Observatory, which is one of the best equipped and largest teaching observatories in the country. So people doing astrophysics should expect to have some of their classes and do some of their field work there as well, which is really well equipped for all your astrophysics needs. Kat, please. So you can watch the video now that as I mentioned before, we are going to move into the new building in September. So all of you should be starting your lectures there and using the computing labs as well. So let's hear about the new building.
The University of Hertfordshire is responding directly to the UK skills gap, investing and inspiring a new generation of computer scientists, mathematicians, engineers and physicists. Central to this response is the construction of a new multi-million-pound state-of-the-art 5-storey facility to serve the next generation.
This facility, which we are creating for the School of Physics, engineering and computing science. This will build on the heritage of the institution in engineering, particularly aeronautical engineering, but more recently automotive engineering, and of course our marvellous research in physics and mathematics. It will also contribute to the overall strategy of the university, enhancing the opportunities that we give undergraduates and research workers, creating a flexible learning environment, and of course underpinning the community in terms of the economy, in terms of prosperity.
Set to open in 2024, the new building will house modelling, simulation and research labs, a robotics lab, advanced cybersecurity facilities, an automotive lab complete with an electric vehicle centre, a wind tunnel and flight simulator. Students will have access to the state-of-the-art cybersecurity facilities, while the upper floors will provide space for workshops, research and computer science, as well as social and meeting spaces.
The new building will allow us to extend our world-leading research and to invest in future technology areas. Importantly, we will be able to create an environment where our students can immerse themselves in the fundamental underpinning knowledge they need and be able to tackle real projects and real problems.
This building will be open to businesses across the region and beyond as part of our commitment to nurture companies to get started or grow. As one of only 20 recognised university enterprise zones in the UK, we provide access to world-class academic expertise and specialist facilities to help small and medium-sized companies to turn their ideas into commercial realities.
The University of Hertfordshire is committed to being at the very heart of economic development through our cutting-edge research, ability to innovate, and through the education we deliver that provides a skilled and enterprising workforce.
So get ready to be inspired as we bring our vision to life, transforming the way we educate our students and engage with businesses across the region.
Thank you. So when you come and start your degree, we kind of expect you to be there. So we do monitor engagement in all of our courses because due to the topics that we deliver, it's very important that people attend classes because sometimes, I mean, in some topics, it's easy if you just get a book and read through it, but because of our degrees have quite a lot of practical work. And when I mean practical, I don't mean in labs, but practical that things like, for example, algorithms, it's something that you learn better if you have someone teaching them to you. So we expect students to attend, and if your engagement is below 80%, then you might be withdrawn from the program. We do have, the university has a monitoring ID swipe, which you are expected to swipe your card every time you come to university. I will answer the questions in a minute. And so it is a good idea if you're looking for accommodation to live within easy commuting distance from campus, because your lectures might be scheduled sometime between 9 in the morning and 6 in the afternoon. You might not need to come in every day, but the days that you're supposed to be coming in, you should be able to attend. I'm going to read this question if that's okay. The question is if we teach the maths part required for the astrophysics in detail, like from the basics. Yes, so all our mathematics modules, both in the astrophysics, in the data science, and in the maths program, are taught by mathematicians. So you can be reassured that you are going to get the proper maths very well explained to you from scratch. So as I said, engagement and attendance, it's something that we take into consideration quite a lot. So be prepared to attend all your sessions as possible. Please, Kat, would you mind? Thank you. I mentioned before that for our degrees, there's an opportunity to do a placement year, both for the undergraduate and the postgraduate. Another opportunity, so for the undergraduate degrees, all our degrees have a research project at the end of the degree, which can have some industry-related topic, right? It doesn't need to be pure research. But also for the postgraduate degrees, there's an opportunity to do an advanced research year on that. And this is because we are a department which is very research intensive. So we have the Astronomy Research Group, which is one of the largest research groups in astronomy in the UK. The Physics Research Group, which is renowned for applying fundamental physics to real-world problems like climate change, like I mentioned before. Our mathematics research is quite broad. There's people working on optimization, in algebra, applications to theoretical computer science, as well as mathematical physics. And in data science, we use cross-disciplinary research in machine learning, which can be applied to astrophysics and data modeling and all the other aspects that use data science. Thanks. So Professor Sugat is going to tell you a bit more about the research that he does with machine learning and data science and astrophysics.
So I'm Sugata Kaviraj. I'm a professor of astrophysics at the University of Hertfordshire, and my work combines large astronomical surveys with detailed computer simulations and AI techniques which enable us to analyze the data from these large data sets. So AI technology is becoming essential for space discovery because astrophysics, just like many other areas of science, is becoming increasingly data-rich. Much of my current work is focused on LSST, the Legacy Survey of Space and Time, which will be the largest and most sensitive astronomical survey ever conducted in the visible wavelengths. So an individual astronomer will take 50,000 years to characterize all the galaxies in a survey like LSST. But the AI-based algorithms that we are developing are very good at rapidly and automatically grouping together objects which look very similar. And these algorithms can perform the same morphological classification task in a matter of hours. So this time compression is absolutely essential for us to be able to analyze the data from these big data surveys like LSST. So the material world around us is shaped by this type of research and development. A notable example which is related to astronomy is the invention of Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi technology was actually invented by scientists in Australia, and it was based on techniques which were originally developed to study radio emission from black holes. So many of the algorithms we develop in astronomy are focused on doing automated pattern recognition in astrophysical objects like galaxies. But these algorithms can also be deployed in other areas of science where pattern recognition is useful. So for example, in medical science, for the diagnosis of diseases, and also in climate analysis. Space discovery really matters in our everyday lives because researchers who are trained in these techniques are employable in a vast array of fields across the public and private sectors. So AI will be pervasive in the future. It will touch every aspect of our lives.
Thank you. So just a final slide for me. I just want to tell you about, I already told you that there's the opportunity of doing a placement here or doing advanced research here, but I want to tell you a bit more about the support that we provide. So we run a mathematics support service, so outside the lecture, so it's in the LRC. And we offer mathematics support across the university, so not just for people that are studying maths. So this is open during term time. It's staffed by both staff and student proctors, so final year mathematics students usually, that can help you with any maths question. And this is any maths question, really. It's so even if you are doing pharmacy, which is not the case, but independently of what degree you're studying, you can get maths help support there. And you don't need to arrange it. You can just show up and get help with your questions. So to carry on with the question that was asked before, if you think that if you need a bit more detail about the maths that is being taught in your mathematics courses for your astrophysics degree, then there's always the opportunity not only of speaking with the lecturer, but also to get a different, sometimes to get the right, for you to help you understand, it's worth having a different person explaining to you. So the math support service is there to give you that opportunity. In the school, we also have the SASH Academic Support Hub. So we have people that are employed to support with all aspects of your studies, not just the academics one. So you can book a time and speak with someone there as well. The University of Hertfordshire does provide a career service, but we also happen to have in the department, sponsored by SEPNet, which is the South Essex Physics Network, a specialist career advisor person. So she has sessions every week and she can help you with more specific careers. So people that if you have a career you want to follow a career in STEM, she's there to help you with looking for placements, looking for job opportunities, tailoring your CV, writing your letters. So it's just one extra layer of support that the department offers. We also have connections with local schools. We started very recently a program in Leveling Up Maths, where we actively support students studying maths in local schools. And there's also opportunities to do outreach work activities if this is an area that interests you. So not only we have a very good degree, but we also offer very good support on the side of your degree as well. I'll be here available to answer any questions that you might have at the end, and I'll pass it on to Kat now.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Katerina. Lots of useful information in there, everyone. Please do take advantage of us having Katerina on the session as well. Post the questions in the Q&A. I'm just going to do a short update now on preparing for the start of term, and then we'll be answering your questions live. So if we have a look at the diagram on the right here, you'll see this is your rough application journey. Most of you will probably be around sections 3 and 5, so you'll be submitting your conditional documents to help clear those conditions on your offer and paying your deposit. Now, if you haven't already paid your deposit, this is the time when you should be doing that, because as you can see, there's quite a few more checks that you need to go through before you're at CAS stage and you can start your visa application. So I would recommend, if you haven't already done so, get your deposit sent in as soon as you can. Make sure that you put your student ID on any payments you send, just so the finance team know that they're for your profile as well. Some of you might be invited to complete a sponsorship interview or financial checks. If these are required, you'll get an email from the admissions team confirming what you need to do and a little bit of guidance about what to expect from these as well. Once you've finished those, or you've cleared the conditions if those aren't needed, that's when you'll be at CAS stage. Admissions have started issuing CAS now for any applicants who are ready. So again, that's perfect time for you to make sure your conditions are cleared, give you plenty of time for your visa application. And then you can apply for your student visa. Once you've got your visa, you can make your travel plans to be in the UK. So you can come to the UK up to 30 days before your course start date, just to get adjusted, maybe do a bit of sightseeing before your course begins, but make sure you've got accommodation arranged before you come to the UK. You need to make sure you've got somewhere to stay. You can apply for on-campus accommodation now. There are rooms available, and I'm going to run through a bit more guidance about accommodation shortly as well. But if you're not sure what you need to do, please do contact the admissions team at international@hearts.ac.uk. So we're just going to do another poll. So we've talked a lot about the academic side and the admin side of things, but being a student is a bit more than that. You've got obviously your social activities, the activities that the rest of the teams at Hearts put on as well. So we just want to get an idea of what other things you might be looking forwards to when you're a student at Hearts. So some of these things might be items that you've not heard of before, but you might be looking forward to joining a society, exploring Hatfield or London, taking part in Hearts Squad sports, or attending an SU event at the Forum. So please do feel free to take part in this poll, and then we'll give a bit more information about these items as well. Now, If there's anything on there that you're not sure about, please do feel free to ask it in the Q&A section as well. Heart Squad might be something that's completely new to you. So Heart Squad is a team at the university. They do a lot of sporting events throughout the year for students and staff. There's something for everyone from beginner to more advanced level. And they also put on free sport tasters as well. So in previous years, they've done things like learn to ride a bike, have a go at rollerblading, and they also do things like cricket, badminton, lots of different sports as well. So I'm going to close this polling in just a moment as well. So if you do want to take part and you haven't already, please do so. But we'll have a look at these results together. So this is really good mix. Lots of people actually excited about the Heart Squad sports events, which is really good because it's important to get involved in other things outside of your academics as well, if you can, just because then you're going to expand your social network. You'll be able to meet people who aren't from the same course as you, so you'll be making friends in different areas as well. Lots of people looking to join a society with the SU, explore Hatfield and London too. So I'll be talking a bit more about societies shortly as well. But that's a really good idea of what people are looking into. And hopefully it's given you a bit of inspiration as well if it's things that you didn't consider. Now, we know there's a lot that you need to think about on the run up to start of term, and we're going to help you as much as we can so that you feel prepared, confident and comfortable to join Hearts. So we are going to be releasing our updated pre-arrival guide for our September 2024 intake. This is pages on our website, and once it's been updated for your intake, we'll send you an email, let you know. Take your time to read through it. There's a lot of information on there. So we cover things like packing checklists, so what to pack in your hand luggage and your hold luggage, what important documents you should be bringing with you, how to navigate the airports, also things like how to get from the UK airports to the campus, BRP collection, how to do registration, how to use public transport in the UK. So there's lots of detail on there, but it's really going to help you feel a lot more ready for joining Hearts. Alongside the guide, we also do webinars, so it'll be similar format to this one, but it's all going to be around pre-arrival stuff. So we'll send you out invites to those once they're ready, but we usually start those in kind of mid to late July time, just so everything is fresh for you before you travel. And we'll do some other webinars as well, where you can meet some of the support teams around campus too. So do keep an eye on those in your inbox, engage with the materials, and then you can ask us any questions that you need as well. And orientation and freshers week. So the main start of term on the campus is, I believe it's Monday, the 23rd of September. Now, if you do have a course that's got an earlier start date, it will confirm this on your CAS and on your offer letter, and we'll also be putting it in that pre-arrival guide as well. However, we do welcome you to join us 1 week earlier, so from the 16th of September. Again, if your course has an earlier start date, you'll need to be here for that, but for everyone else, you can join us from the 16th of September, because that's when we're going to be putting on orientation activities through the Dean of Students and the SU teams around Hearts. There'll be lots of events happening that week. A lot of the events are free, so please do get involved. Keep an eye on the events calendar that you can see linked on the slide there. We'll be sending that round via email as well. But events are added throughout the year. You'll see as we approach start of term, a lot more events start to go onto that calendar. Attend as many as you can, especially during that first week before classes start, because again, it's going to give you a chance to make new friends, speak to people outside your course. In the past, they've done things like organised trips into London, so you can go on an organised trip with the guides and other students as well. They also do things like campus tours, taking a walk to the local supermarkets, just so you can get familiar with those as well. And then, as we've said, support from the Students' Union. So if you do have a particular interest and a society doesn't already exist, you can speak to your SU rep and they'll help you set up a society if you want. And there's those sports clubs through Heart Squad that we mentioned. There's something for all abilities. So even if you're a complete beginner, please do get involved. And there's also chaplaincy and religious groups. So we have 2 multi-faith spaces on campus, one on De Havilland, one on College Lane. The one on College Lane is called The Key. And everyone is welcome there. It's for people of all faiths and no faith, there's spaces for reflection, prayer, and there's also some social spaces as well. So please do use those if you want to. Now, some things that you can do now to help you, because we know that once you're applying for your visa, everything's going to move quite quickly for you. So the university has created a free online workbook called Getting Ready to Study at Herts. Again, we'll have emailed this link round to you. Please take your time to work through it. There's a lot of information on there, but it's going to help you have a really good start to your academics at Herts. So there's tips for academic success, guidance for referencing, how to structure your essays. There's also tips from existing international students about things they wish they'd known before they joined the university. There's also previews about the support teams on campus, so you can get familiar with them as well. So do check that out, work through it in your own time, and just make sure that you're using these resources because they're really going to help you make a good start. Booking accommodation. So as we mentioned, now is the time when you should be booking your accommodation. There are rooms available in on-campus accommodation, and we would really recommend this for all our students. Just because you get the 24/7 support, you don't need a UK guarantor. All your utility bills, Wi-Fi, and content insurance is included, so you're not going to have any surprises. It's going to help you budget as well, because you're going to know exactly how much is due each month. Now, if you do want to live off campus for any reason, please do live in the Hatfield area where you can, just because then you're going to be able to walk to lectures. You won't have that commute cost or time to consider as well, because it's going to make it really easy for you to get to campus. Now, we do suggest use PAL accredited landlords. So what PAL is, it's a scheme that the university has set up with the local council, and it's a website where all the properties displayed on the website are vetted so that you know that the pictures match what they actually look like. All the facilities inside the property are in a good state of repair and usable. Any landlords have been vetted, so any deposit you've had to pay is held securely as well. So please do use the PAL website to find your off-campus accommodation. Now, for off-campus accommodation, you do need to live a maximum of 2 hours or 30 miles from campus. That is a maximum. I would say that's very far to be travelling each day to get into your lectures. So I would recommend, as I've said, live in the Hatfield area so it's easier and cheaper for you to get into campus. You do need to make sure you've researched commute costs, so use National Rail if you're living somewhere where you'd need to get a train, and Uno Bus for the bus network. Look at the times. Are you going to be able to get in for those earlier morning or later evening lectures? How often does the bus come and the train come? Also in the UK, you need to be mindful that using the trains, if you're travelling in the morning in peak hours, that's going to be more expensive as well. So factor all this in when you're looking at your costs. Do be mindful of scams as well. So if you're getting messages about properties available off campus on social media, on WhatsApp, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So please do protect yourself from scams. Use the PAL accredited landlords as well. And then lastly, clearing your conditions. So as we've said, pay your deposit, clear your outstanding conditions. If you're not sure what is left to clear, contact your in-country rep or contact the refresh this page to get it to load. There we go.
Sorry, Kat, I think you froze at the point you said contact the in-country representative, and then you froze. So sorry.
Oh, apologies, everyone. So, yeah, I was just saying, do contact your in-country representative or the admissions team in the UK as well if you do want any support on what's due next for you. But we're just going to watch a short video now to give you some insight into the on-campus accommodation options and also some of the other facilities you can use on campus as well.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm going to show you all of the amazing things of why did I choose to live on College Land campus. First, let's start with my bedroom. It's so close to classes and contains everything that you need. And here's my kitchen, where I get to meet all of my flatmates. However, for larger gatherings, we have got common rooms, perfect for everything from group yoga to movie nights. And not to forget the oval. It's great to have a team of support staff to help with just about everything. And a gym for those post-lecture workouts. There really is everything you need on campus. Whether you like to go for a walk outdoors, or if you like to get your focus to the max in the RRC. Looking for a quiet space to pray, meditate or reflect? Well, the key is the place to visit. Whatever faith you have or even you have none. Here in the Hutton Hub, you can access to all kinds of information with our Ask Hearts Hub. For the best night out, I definitely visit 77 here at the Forum. Over to you, Judith.
Hi everyone, welcome to De Havilland. I'm Judith and I'll be showing you why living here is amazing. The bedrooms are particularly great. You have absolutely everything you need in here. Say hello to the kitchen, where all the cooking and catching up with flatmates happens. In need of support? There's a whole team of staff ready to help here in the accommodation office. And just next door is the common room. Many a games night have been hosted in here. When you're feeling extra energetic, you can head over to the sports village. It's great to come over after classes too, get a workout in at the gym, or take a dive in the huge pool. Just like College Lane, this campus has its very own LRC. And also, the beautiful Cafe Ambition, with its great music and even better coffee. So that's a wrap. Thanks for coming along with us. Hope to see you on campus soon.
Excellent. So if you do want to see more tours of the on-campus accommodation, do check out the university's YouTube channel. Some students have actually given tours of their rooms and how they've personalised them as well. So it's really good to give you an insight into what they look like inside. But now, thank you for listening, everybody. We're going to go into Q&A, so I'll pass to Jess.
Thank you so much. Brilliant session. I've learned lots. Thank you so much for your questions, everybody. Keep them coming in and I'll ask them. Katerina, I've got a great question for you. So a student has said, are you able to give some information and insight into how the courses are conducted? For example, what the assessment methods would be like? Are there lots of exams? Just to support the students to be prepared.
Yes, so it very much depends on the module. We do have a variety of assessment types, and that's like on purpose so that everyone can feel included. So what happens usually is at the start of the module, the lecturer tells you exactly what to expect of that module. So we'll indicate you a reading list, what type of assessments the module will include, when they will be, so that, and we always try to spread our assessments across the modules in such a way that you don't have too many in the same week. So we have assessments, just to give you some examples of what to expect. Some modules are 100% coursework, which means that you will have different types of assessments throughout the semester. It could be take-home set of exercise sheets, it could be writing a report, it could be doing a group project or a presentation. We have other modules that have a percentage of coursework, which is assessment that's carried out throughout the semester, and then a final exam component at the end. So at the university, we have exam weeks at the end of each semester, semester A, semester B. And, but the important thing is that at the start of each module, you will be told exactly what to expect of that module. And at this stage, of course, if it is unclear, dates or types of assessments, you should ask. So you should never be afraid of asking what to expect. It is expected that we tell you exactly what to expect of the module. If something is not clear or if you miss that session, then do please approach the lecturer or the module leader to ask, to make sure that you know from the start what is expected of you. Also, one thing that I think it's important to mention, and that people don't ask very often, is that if you are set a piece of assessment and you look at the assessment and you're not sure exactly what is expected, then you ask. I think asking is the important thing, because sometimes we write things in a way that it's not the way that you read them. So if you're not sure what you're supposed to do, then please do ask. So different types of assessments across all programs, so that the whole thing becomes more inclusive and there's always a bit of something for everyone.
Fantastic. Really brilliant advice there, Katharina. Thank you so much. I have got a question. I'm going to ask both Kat and then Katharina. So the first part of it is about placement years. So the first part of the question is, can I add a placement year before my course start date? So Kat, I'll ask that to you. And then Katharina, I'll ask you afterwards. Is there anything students should be bearing in mind for their placement year and preparing for as well? So Kat, first of all, can a student add a placement year before their course start date? What would you recommend in relation to that?
So what I'd recommend, this will depend whether you're coming to do undergraduate or postgraduate. So if it's undergraduate, all our undergraduate courses have the option of an optional placement year or study abroad year. Most students will usually take this between years 2 and 3 of the academic part of the course, and you can arrange that once you're here if that's something that you want to do. If you're postgraduate, we'll need to check if your programme offers a placement year version of the course. However, you'd need to arrange to be on that, ideally with the admissions team, before you get your CAS, before you come to the UK, just because then you'll have that visa for that length that's covering that. So what I would recommend for you is drop an email to the admissions team at international@hearts.ac.uk, put your ID on there, let them know you're interested to check if your programme has a placement year and can you swap to it, and then they can have a look, make sure there's room on the course, and if so, switch you to that year, all being visa dependent for you.
That's brilliant advice. Thank you so much, Kat. And Katharina, what should students keep in mind for the placement year? Are there things that they should be preparing for and consider as well?
Yes. So I guess that the first thing I want to say, and this is to make sure we get the right expectations, is that when students want to go on a placement, and we always recommend it because it's an amazing experience and it does give you different skills. But it's important to bear in mind that it's the student responsibility to get the placement, as in to arrange the placement. We do have the support. Not only we have the career service, we also have this specialist career advisor person in the department. We have a placement tutor, so a member of staff that you can contact, which can, we can give you the contacts, we can point you in the right direction, but it is the student's responsibility to secure the placement. As I said before, it is an excellent opportunity and I would recommend it to everyone. If you are already, from an academic point of view, what I would do is I would come over and then decide if I want to do the placement as well after I have an idea of what I'm going to do. Of course, for postgraduate degrees, there's the important thing of the visa, which is a different visa length that you need to bear that in mind. So gather as much information as possible. Write to me if you want. I can give you the contact of the person that deals with the placements in our department as well, if you want to ask specific questions, and then gather as much information as possible and then decide.
Great advice. Thank you so much, both of you. Katharina, I've got another question for you. So students asked a great question. They've said, what are the basic mathematic concepts that I should be working on before I join the University of Hertfordshire? Because they really want to push their knowledge and their understanding within this area.
Yeah, that's very good for you to make sure that you have the right basis. I guess it depends on what degree you're going to study. Is it astrophysics? I think it might.
They haven't specified.
They haven't specified.
No, so if we give a general overview, that'd be brilliant. Thank you.
I could, but this very much depends on what the person has done and which module they are going to do. What does happen, and for undergraduate program, I don't even know if this is for undergraduate programs, we do have a module that runs across all our programs, as in data science, mathematics, physics, and astrophysics, that aims at setting all students at the same level. which covers some of the A-level mathematics. If this is at postgraduate level, then I would prefer to give a personal advice. So if you tell me exactly, and I can write my email in the chat, if you tell me exactly what you have done and what course you're going to be studying, then I can put you in contact with the program leader and even get you some reading list if you want to do before you start the program so that you're fully prepared. So just drop me an email and I can do that for you.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Katerina. Katerina, we've got so many questions, so I'll stay with you for now. So a lot of students are asking about data science. So students are asking, what should they be doing before they join data science to help be prepared? What's the course structure like? Is there a boot camp that they'll have to attend? And if so, is this online or is it in person? And how many classes would there be per week as well?
Okay, is it fair to assume, okay, let's start with the postgraduate MSc data science. So the postgraduate data science has a boot camp. This is a 0 credit module, which is not optional. You are required to attend, even though it's a pass or fail module. You don't get a mark for it. So what's the purpose of this boot camp? The boot camp is online. It runs over a few weeks at the start of the semester. And the idea of this boot camp is to give you exactly the basis in the 3 topics you are going to need to do very well in your data science master, which is mathematics, in particular linear algebra, statistics, and programming. So you get an introduction in all these 3 topics, and then you have some quizzes so that you can check your knowledge, see what parts you need, if there's any of the topics that you need to ask for help with. And if you do, there's the maths help desk to ask you, as well as the person running the boot camp. And the idea of this, because the data science program is open for people from diverse backgrounds that have done various degrees, the idea is that everyone can learn the 3 basic pillars, the statistics, the maths, and the programming, to then be able to do the rest of the modules. And I know that I haven't answered. So the bootcamp is there. And so, yeah, and you will have access to the module content once you are registered. For the undergraduate BSc data science, we do teach everything from scratch. So we have, as long as people have the required topics covered before, everything is taught in the program in detail. If I haven't answered completely, do please ask again.
In relation to classes, so they've said, students asked, how many classes per week would there be for MSc data science? But are you able to give us an overview of all of the courses, how many classes there might be, Katerina? I understand this would be dependent on the module as well.
Yes. So most of our modules, say a 15 credit module, which runs over 1 semester, has class contact time of 3, sometimes 4 hours a week, depends on the module. Some of the hours will be lectures, some of the hours will be practicals in computer labs or just solving exercises. We do try, I mean, the timetables are done every year. Every year is different. We do try to give students at least 1 day free a week, as in without contact time schedule. It's not always possible. It very much depends on the optional modules that you're taking, because the majority of our programs have optional modules. But we try to, so that you could expect a 4-hour contact, 4-day week with contact time for the module.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Katerina. I'm still staying with you, Katerina. We've got so many great questions. We've got a few questions about the Masters in Astrophysics. So one student has said, you're able to give a bit of information about the computer software that we'd be using. And then another student has asked, would they be able to get a bit of guidance about their dissertation project whilst that, they'd be undertaking during their master's programme? So I understand that'd be the final, or one of the final modules they'd be undertaking.
Okay, so about computer software, we don't, none of the majority of our programs uses free software, so there wouldn't be anything that you wouldn't be able to get once you are here. So there's nothing you need to worry about it. And now I forgot the other question. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
The other part of the question.
I'm so sorry to ask so many. The other question was in relation to the dissertation project,
right,
and an overview of that as well for Master's in Astrophysics.
In astrophysics, yes. So I think that the best way to do on that. So we have a variety of people that work in different areas of astrophysics. They have, if you look, you can do that once you start the program, right? Because your dissertation is not going to be until the end. So once you're here and you start looking at the people that give you the lectures, but not all the other members of staff, you can look at their webpage to see what type of research they're doing. And if you find that this is something that appeals to you, feel free to contact them directly and say, look, I would very much like to work in this area. Is there opportunity to do a project with you? On top of that, people sometimes they also advertise the projects that they're offering that year as well. So there's this other route. If you don't feel comfortable enough approaching someone, there's going to be a list of topics that people will want to supervise that will be made available to you well before you have to start your dissertation. But if you are interested and you already know that there's a specific area you would like to work on, then please contact the person that works in the area and see if they're willing to do some work with you for the coming year. Yeah.
Brilliant advice. Thank you, Katharina. Katharina, can students do a PhD in astrophysics after their masters? We've had a student ask that question as well.
Yes, absolutely, they can. We have great astrophysicists here, and they supervise a lot of PhD students. So yes, that's definitely a possibility.
Thank you. Kat, I've got a question for you. So students ask, how should we be paying our fees? Is it based on the modules and the credits, or are there liability dates that we should be following?
Yeah, good question, and good that you're thinking about this ahead as well. So there's set liability dates at the university. You need to keep up with those. So most of you will be having to pay your £5,000 deposit before you can get your CAS. So that's going to be a big chunk of your fees already covered. And then there will be a percentage top up that you'll need to do, usually around registration point. The liability dates are available on the Herts website. They'll be emailed out to you as well. So if you're not sure of them, double check. If you are in a position to pay your first year tuition fees in full by registration, you can then get a £1,000 tuition fee discount. So if that is an option for you, it's well worth doing, because then you've got that £1,000 to put towards other things instead. So yeah, really good question.
Thank you, Kat. And Katharina, I've got a student that's asked that some of their modules they can see will be using advanced programming languages. Would you recommend that they pre-learn this and work on this before they join us, or will there be kind of points where they'd be learning this whilst undertaking the course?
We do, again, all of the programs. If you are, for the MSc Data Science, which is the one that uses most programming, we do teach students Python in the boot camp. Right, if you already know, it's good to revise it. For the other programs, all the languages that we use Python are MATLAB. They are taught within the modules as well.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Katharina. Katharina, I've got another question for you. So I think this is the follow-on from earlier about the mathematics question, preparation of mathematics. So they've said that their postgraduate mathematics module and kind of concepts that they're interested in is because that their background is in computer science, but they want to major in mathematics, so they want to work on themselves in that area. Are you able to give advice, or is it best that they send you an email and then you can give them a bit more information?
Which course will they be studying? Sorry.
I think that it says, but my major interest is in mathematics, so I think they might be undertaking a postgraduate program. I'm not quite sure. It doesn't say specifically. It's just the top question here. I don't know if you're the student and you want to post what course you'll be undertaking, and then we can advise you a little bit more, or you can email Catherine because you do have the address.
Yeah,
as well.
that's probably better before I say the wrong things. Yes, but I'm happy to answer it via email. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Here, they've opted for the placement year. Will the university help students find placements and internships, or is it down to the student to find these on their own?
So again, really good question. I'm so pleased that people are kind of thinking about these things in advance. So ultimately, it is the student's responsibility to find and organise that placement. However, we do have a careers and placements team at the university. So if you do need any tips or help with how to go about finding placements, or if you need to brush up your CV, practice your interview skills, they will be able to help you. So you do need to find the placement yourself, but there are people at the university who can help you make sure that you're in a really good standing to stand out when you're applying to these placements as well. So do make sure you keep in touch with the placements and careers team when you're on that run up to searching for placements.
Thank you, Kat. And Katerina, I've got a student and they've said, what are the basics that I'll need for MSc astrophysics? Should I be, reading up on certain things to prepare, or learning certain skills and enhancing certain knowledge before they join the course?
Yes, so for the MSc Astrophysics, you do need some background in physics. And I'm assuming that if you were given a place, you have that background. There's also some options on the MSc Astrophysics. The MSc Astrophysics students also have access to the data science bootcamp if they wish to take it. So there's an extra opportunity to refresh your math, statistics, and programming. So if you want to prepare, I mean, do feel free to contact the program leader. And if you feel like you need, because sometimes I want to start something, I would like one book to read. I mean, tell me one thing so that I can prepare. And then he'll be the better person we can look at what you've done and what would best suitable for you. And I think that's probably the best to do.
That's great advice, absolutely. And yet you can contact your program leaders for your specific questions as well. We've got a final question now. So Kat, I'm going to pass this to you. Students asked, how long will it take to receive a CAS letter? So are the university issuing CAS letters now, and how long might that process take?
Yeah, so we are issuing CAS now for anybody who is at CAS stage. So remember that slide I showed you where it was saying, as long as all your conditions are cleared, your deposits cleared with the university account, any additional checks you've been invited to complete, like the pre-CAS form, sponsorship interview, financial checks. Once that's all done, you will be in the list for admissions to make your CAS. Now, because what admissions do, they want to make sure that everything is 100% correct, because obviously it's a really important document. They will be double checking everything that you've sent through to us, all your documents, creating the CAS, and once it's ready, they will send that to you or your in-country rep if they're dealing on your behalf via email. So keep an eye on your emails, and then you'll be able to start your visa application. So they are working through them all as quickly as they can for anyone who is at that CAS stage. So it shouldn't be too much longer. If you've cleared everything, you'll be on that list and they'll be making your CAS soon for you. But thank you, everyone. I think we've come to the end of the questions now. I can see Jess is just typing the answer to one that's come in, but we're almost at the end of the session. So I'll just run through a few more resources you can do. But thank you so much for everyone for your brilliant questions today and your engagement as well with the polls. And thank you to Jess and Katerina for all the excellent information you've provided as well. Now, if you do want to hear more about student experiences at Herts, we do have some videos from existing international students who are studying with us at the minute. Some are on placement, some have completed courses or currently studying. So check those out on our international YouTube, and you can also check them out on our Instagram Reels as well if you want to. And if you do find that you do have questions after the session as well, or if you need further support with your application, what to do next, do contact us at international@herts.ac.uk. For any urgent questions, please feel free to give our team a call on that number on screen as well. We'll be updating the pre-arrival guide, as I've said, so keep an eye on the international web pages too. And for any tips on the run up to start a term, we'll also be putting those on social media just to give you a reminder of things that you need to be checking through. But I'm just going to play one final video now. Colleagues, if you do have other meetings you need to go to, please feel free to exit. But thank you so much for your time today. And we can't wait to welcome everybody to Herts in September. Thank you.